guys. Okay, so I've been thinking about what kind of videos I can post and what I think my followers would want to see. And I had a couple of ideas in my head, but then I started thinking about facing the real problems. Jake and I just got back from getting him some kratom, and it got me thinking about the real problems that are going on in the world. I just got out of the shower. It was a horrible drive. But anyway, so this is going to be kind of a Wake Up America video. It confirmed it for me whenever my son, he's downstairs playing a video game. I don't know if y'all have heard it or not, but Fortnite or something like that. And this kid got upset because he wouldn't invite him into, I don't know, a party that they were doing. I have no idea how it works, but he basically cussed him out over it. This kid did. Woo. Oh no. There we go. Sorry. Anyway, so my son tells me he's used to it. He's used to kids talking like that on this video game, and it got me thinking, maybe I should post this Wake Up America video. So this is what it's going to be. So first, we're going to talk about real issues. We're going to talk about the issues that nobody wants to talk about, and nobody wants to realize what the problem really is. So, Wake Up America. Number one, let's talk about this immigration problem that we've been having. First of all, if you come into the country illegally being the key word in that sentence, you should suffer the consequences just like everybody else. It doesn't matter if you steal a candy bar in a grocery store or you come into the States illegally and think you can get free health care because you don't make a lot of money. If you break the law, you suffer the consequences regardless. I broke the law when I was 18 and I went to jail over it. That was me suffering the consequences for my actions. So, that being said, my grandmother on my mother's side came into this country legally and made a better world for her kid. My mother was 7 years old when she came to this country. She is now a legal citizen of the United States. I have plenty of friends who have come to the city because they wanted a better life for themselves and for their family. And guess what? They are citizens of the United States. They do not have the scared thinking of, oh, I'm going to get deported back to my country because I'm here illegally, because they're not. They're here legally. So therefore, they don't have to suffer consequences whenever they break the law. Now, I have plenty of friends who are not United States citizens and are worried about it. And that's fine. You can be. I am not going to not be your friend because you are illegal. However, you cannot come to me and talk about how bad my president is because you want to come to the country illegally. I will not accept it. I have been taught by my father that the president of the United States is somebody that you should respect. And all this bash talking and all this thinking, oh, I'm so smart, I know better than him, blah, 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 I can't believe. You know, if an American citizen goes to jail, they don't get to bring their kids with them. Why should you if you're breaking the law? I'm getting heated and I'm getting upset because I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how, well, this isn't fair and this isn't fair and this isn't fair. You know what? You want fair? You want equality? Become a citizen. It's not that difficult. I know people who have done it and they are actually citizens and aren't scared of being deported back to their country. So if you don't want to be that way, how about doing something about it and making it right instead of complaining about how our president doesn't care about immigration, blah, blah, blah. You want to come into this world legally? Then that's fine. Come into this world legally and we'll welcome you with open arms. But you don't want to do that, do you? Because you want to get out of your country so quickly because it's so bad. So why risk the fact of going back because you don't want to break the law? It's simple, cut and dry. Wake up, America. You break the law, you suffer the consequences. Now, two, and this This one is a very touchy subject for me because I am a citizen who believes in my Second Amendment rights. First of all, I understand that we have lots of school shootings, lots of public place shootings, and that's devastating. That is devastating to believe that somebody out there could do something like that to somebody else. But you know what? It happens. But it is not the gun's fault. Wake up. It is an inanimate object that cannot do anything until somebody gets behind it and pulls the trigger. Okay? The gun doesn't think one day, hey, you know what? I think today I'm going to go on a mass shooting. Let me get my owner and have him help me walk there. That's not how that works. Okay? So why blame it? Because it says assault rifle on it? Anything can be an assault weapon if you hit somebody or hurt somebody with it. This bottle could be an assault weapon if I threw it and killed somebody with it. But you know what? I'm not stupid enough to do something like that. It's not the gun's fault. It's not the knife's fault. It's not the pencil's fault or whatever people use. It's the person behind it, the person making the actions itself. There are plenty of people out there, myself included, who know gun safety, who know not to point the gun at somebody unless I plan on defending my family and pulling the trigger. But I don't do that because I haven't been faced with that problem, and that's fine. I'm glad that I haven't had to do that. But what makes you think you can take away my right to save my family because some idiot over there found a gun, oh, and there it goes again, broke the law, got a gun, and shot up people? It's not the gun's fault. It's the person behind it. So why don't we wake up and figure out a way to find out a better way to screen people and make sure that if they are crazy or whatever it is that's going on in their head, that they're not allowed to get a gun. Doesn't matter, because gun people who want to go up and shoot people are going to find it. There's avenues out there for people to find things and do things illegally. Just because it's a law doesn't mean a criminal is going to abide by it. If it was, they wouldn't be called a criminal. So let's think. Let's put in our thinking caps and let's realize that there are criminals out there. There are people that are not going to abide by the rules. And that's their choice. But don't take away my right to protect my family because you are such an idiot and so close-minded that you actually believe it is the gun's fault. Wake up. Okay. Now, the third one I want to mention is about the opioid crisis and addiction. This one hits very close to home with me being a chronic pain patient and with Jake being an addict. It's very, very difficult for me to hear all the crap that goes on in television, all the crap that happens on social media about how, oh, these people had a choice and blah, blah, blah. No, addicts do not have a choice. They might have had a choice the first couple of times, but once that addiction came in, they don't have that choice. I don't know how many countless times Jake has told me, I do not want to do drugs, but it is always there. So how about, instead of taking away the medication from the chronic pain patients who actually need it, to get up in the morning or to tie their son's shoe or to wash the dishes, how about we figure out why these people are addicts and why some of them aren't? Why is it that we have to make a society suffer in pain and agony and mental stress and physical stress and emotional stress because we are too stupid to get behind the problem and realize, hey, why don't we figure out why people are becoming addicts? Why don't we figure out why these people are more susceptible to becoming addicted to something than these people? We don't want to. Why? Because then it helps us face our problem. And then we can't have a reason to blame things because we know the answer. So you tell me. I want to know. I want to hear from people who actually watch this video. You tell me what it is that is so important or so right to take away something that makes people be able to live a life right for their children, just because we are too stupid or too unwilling to figure out why people are addicts. Should we not give them the same research or the same help that they deserve, that people get for having heart disease or cancer? Is it not a disease that society has labeled addiction as a disease? There are so many people out there that don't understand addiction, and that's sad. I feel so bad for those people because it's not something that the addicts can control. But you can control your actions toward these people. You saying, oh, they're stupid or they don't have enough willpower or whatever, that makes me sad to think that you are so closed-minded that that's how you think, because I promise you that is not how it works. Living with an addict for 5 years, I know how badly it hurts him every single time he has used. I know that when he gets up in the morning, he doesn't want to have that thought of, oh, I need to get my next fix. If I don't, I'll suffer the consequences. Most people, they live their normal lives, whatever. They get high because they take something and then they come down and then they're normal again. Addicts don't live at the normal level, okay? They live down here. And they don't take their medications to get high. They take it to get normal. Just like chronic pain patients take their opioids to feel normal. It's not because we need to feel normal mentally. It's because we need to feel normal to be able to get out of bed and brush our freaking teeth without being in pain. But since you can't see the problem, since you don't think that it exists, and since it's different from point A to point B, you want to point the problems at something that is not the problem. It is not the drug that is the problem. Wake up, America. It's the people behind it. Why are we so stubborn and so closed-minded that we can't realize it's not the inanimate object's problem, it's the people's problem. It is our fault that our world and our society has come this close to being destroyed. It's not the drugs, it's not the guns, it's not the people coming to our country, it's the way it's being done. It's the way that we aren't acceptable to figuring out the problems to begin with. It's not disciplining our children to think that there is children out there that cuss out adults and hit their parents and have no sign of control in their family. This is the problem. This is the society that we are raising, my generation is raising, to believe that this is okay to do, and it's not. It is not okay for your child to get up and cuss you out. It is not okay for a 10-year-old to cuss out another 10-year-old because they're pissed off because they didn't let them play in their game. That's not how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to show this world respect. I demand respect from people I meet, because I give respect to them. And if you can't step up and be an adult and show that you are the adult in the house and not the child, then our world is going to fall apart. And it is not because of all the inanimate objects. It's not because, oh, I'm black or I'm white or I'm purple or I'm green. It's because of how we treat people and how we treat each other in this world. Instead of facing the truth and realizing that us as a society in America have slipped so far below what is normal, that's the problem. We need to wake up and realize it's us not disciplining our children. It's us putting the blame on everything and everybody else except for ourselves, and us breaking the law and not expecting to face the consequences and getting in an uproar over the fact that we do have to face the consequences whenever it happens. Wake up, America. Stop being so stupid and start focusing on the problems. The problems with immigration is that these people are coming into our country illegally and expecting not to face the consequences. It's a law. If you don't like it, then get the hell out. 2, our Second Amendment. It is an inanimate object. It cannot kill anybody until a person gets behind it and pulls the trigger. Stop blaming the guns. It's not their fault. And I shouldn't have to suffer because there are stupid people out there who believe that that's the answer. 3, addiction is not, opioids is not the problem of addiction. It's the addict itself. figure out why they are being addicts, figure out what is going on in their head, and give them the safe avenue that they have to come to people and say, hey, you know what? I have a problem. Fix me. And 3, start raising your children, or 4, sorry, can't count. 4th, start raising your children the way you're supposed to. Start getting involved in their lives. Stop trying to worry about, oh, well, you know, my son wants a PlayStation for his birthday, so I have to do it or he's going to get mad at me and cuss me out. No. Teach your child some values. Teach your child to respect people like the President of the United States, like other people. Stop being so careless and stop worrying about everybody else and start focusing on the real problem, because that's what's wrong with us. I know I'm going to offend somebody, and that's fine. You can write all the hate comments that you want. You can do whatever you want to. That's fine. But that's just my honest opinion. And it's going to just stay a problem until we as America can realize that it's us that's the problem and not all these inanimate objects. Figure it out. Okay. Now that I got my rant over, I hope that everybody has a great weekend. And I want you to realize I'm not saying these things to piss people off. I'm saying it because it needs to be said. Nobody wants to go out there and say the truth. And it needs to be heard. So please, please, don't get upset about anything that I've said, and maybe reflect and focus on what I said. And realize that we need to start focusing on respect, loyalty, and our country and the laws that we have set out as people. Because until we can do those 3 things, this world is going to fall apart, and it starts with us. You guys have a great night. I'll talk to y'all later.